All right, we're in downtown Temple Square on a lovely, I don't know, it's noon. I'm in a red zone, so I gotta just find out what she's saying about the Mormon church. Her sign says the Mormon temple is a Native American sacrificial ground. Rip it down. Wow, okay, here she is.
But it's the American way.
Can you tell me where
Native Americans found this land, and the Mormons came.
Can I find more information about this somewhere?
Rip it down. Rip it down.
What other information for my listeners? This is for my.
Look up Mormo on the internet, and you'll see exactly what they're worshiping.
Okay. What if this whole thing is a burial ground? Then do we gotta rip the whole thing down? We're swimming in dead dinosaur pee. I think we should all go to her with bulldozers and official people and say, you know, Hitler lady, she's right. Tear it down. She's got the... Tear it down, people. I don't know. Maybe not. Hey, welcome.
Make an angle with one arm.
To HotRoll. My little sunflowers. It's gonna be great. On today's show, it's end of day, so we're busy on the slopes. You're not gonna hear a lot from me. Well, you are. But, you know, I wanna talk about value today. Everything is about value, and I wanna talk about value and how that works on this show. Why would this show have any value? Does that really mean anything? Well, we'll find out. Also, passing train. Ooh, barely missed it. My marriage is just absolutely failing, and I got to talk about it with somebody. And the reality is that there just is. I got no love right now, you know, and nowhere to make it. So I need your help, people. Remember, we're just trying to track this thing down. This is my math. We're doing the math here to figure out. Also, songwriting podcasts.
Did you see Satan on the hill today? It's wonderful.
No.
She's in all yellow, and then she's got these big white horns.
I realized that I have not.
You saw it. You didn't see it?
I did not tell you about myself much. I know. You think, oh, this show's about, it is, but it isn't, and you'll see. But real quickly, I am 325, the mountain safety person. See, that's me talking right there.
So I'd watch them because they were doing, you know, the little snowplow turns on home runs.
And we're all just chatting. It's the end of the day. We're all standing around.
Initiate Eric today. Show him how contacts are made.
E-dog.
Of ice water?
Come along and ask. We're here to answer.
What is deemed as slow?
Ah!
My slow or your slow?
That's a trick. That's a trick question.
I'm a television editor. That means I pretty much run to you with the good parts and show them to you. I'm married. I love my wife more than unlike any other person I've ever encountered, probably ever will, because we have this new baby. And we've been through this 5 to 6 year pregnancy, and, you know, and the three of us are survivors. You were tight, you know, like muskrats, or a litter of kittens or dogs. You know, I don't know. Dog seems a little smelly, but we have a dog. He's not smelly, but he's this super smart Sheltie, and you know, he's the result of me saying, "Sweetie, what do you think about just adopting?" Because we had been through so much, and I felt like if I put any more chemicals in her body, she was going to have some sort of progesterone, you know, pimple. You know, because people would ask her, "Are you pregnant?" And it was brutal. It was hard. It was emotionally difficult. And you know, she just was not open to the idea of getting off of this path toward our new baby. And I still think we have the resources and should adopt in this day and age, but that's a different story, and we can go into more detail about that.
Odd when you have this, everybody's sort of working on their turns, because we're just in this little slow zone.
That's the way she is, you know. So if you knew my wife, you'd know more about me, because it's otherwise I'm just nothing. I'm a fraud, and you know, because I'm on this earth to help, to serve and be her helper, just as she is for me, and for. But the baby's placed a lot of stress on the marriage, as it does to everybody. And I've heard things from her mouth that I've just never heard, or from another human being, and I don't know how to, you know, reconcile with that. Or, you know, there are these sort of places, these dark places we get into that I just don't know. I'm not trained to cope. And so I don't always have the best reactions, I guess. Who would, right? And that's why I do this. You know, to have a place to talk about that.
They get more snow in March. It matches the rest of their year.
Yeah. Well,
something has happened, and I thought, well, I'm going to go and listen to other podcasts and see what. And I have. I mean, podcasts have been around for a while. It's not new. It's a radio show. It's not a podcast. It's a show. And when people call it a podcast, there's like all of a sudden, oh, well, you know, now we don't have to have higher production values. Or I have yet to find production values to the level of what I'm giving you here today. And I know that sounds completely and totally whatever it sounds to you, but no, I am doing some advanced stuff here, apparently, with having 3 different, you know, main sources woven together to make this tapestry of love and truth. And it's just the other track.
Your stuff with you. Yeah, we do.
oh,
There's so many places. Yeah.
It keeps me in check, and I keep that track in check. And so it ends up working out. And when I want to just turn all those tracks down and just talk, I am cautious. But that's what most people do. So I just am in this tough spot today because I just want to have a little self-therapy. and you know, and so in that process of discovery and also trying to reconcile and understand all of this, you come across some words.
I don't think there's money in it.
There's like a lot of people have been throwing around this word misogynist because we have this president that seems to embody that concept. And he's got no shame about it. You know, and it's just the wrong side of history to have that attitude about any other creature on this earth. You know, people are drawing the distinction all the time. Oh, you're an illegitimate child, so you're going to be treated. Oh, you're a convert, so you're going to be treated. Oh, you're just new here. Oh, you're the CEO. Oh, that guy over there, he's a total asshole. Well, how come he's so nice to me? Oh, because he's kissing your ass because you're above it. You know, all of this. I thought today about my great-grandmother who I didn't really know a lot about her, and I've been digging deep and trying to learn more about my family history. And here's this woman that her family was wealthy. I didn't realize I had wealthy family, but her family was super wealthy. They have every year on the university campus, they have a lecture still dedicated to her. I think it was her brother or father, but the family, you know, this family that she came from, super rich. Her husband, my grandfather, got cancer, and at a young age, I think his mid-50s, and it sunk them financially, as it would, as you can imagine it would. It's mid-1930s. People are still digging in the ground with their hands. And they had the resources. You know they would have had the resources to help. And I wasn't there. Maybe they tried. Maybe she said, get the hell out. Or I don't know. I wasn't there. But the story is so familiar to me that I can imagine that what it was, yeah, I look and feed our child and look into her eyes and see her face. And I mean, is Lorene in there? Concert pianist Lorene with this dazzling life that just ended in rags and tragedy.
Oh.
It was just that Lorene was said to be a very, very large, rotund woman. And at this phase in baby's life, there's just a lot of roles. And I think, I wonder how much, Lorene, great grandma. I'm sorry.
You know what? I was worried. I was like, what do I do if I catch a guy, because I asked somebody, I said, can I see your pass? And he's in there and he pulls his whole pocket out. And his whole pocket is just like, ah!
Oh, no.
And so, I'm like, I just need the pass. Just need the pass. If you could just discreetly.
And today I want people to change their attitudes. I want people to understand something very clear here. You are the sperm that got through on the date night that went just right. And that's odds of way beyond any sort of lottery winner or anything like that. Before I or you or any got here, there was an eternity. After we go, there's another eternity, and we have no way.
We used to get the teenagers smoking dope in the woods, and
Yeah. Well,
I'm not sure smoking dope in the woods. That's for sure. I'm smoking dope in the woods right now.
You guys said I don't see it. They're sneaky. I mean, sometimes I see it, but then how do you know what they're doing?
Oh, they're playing Bob Marley songs, and there's clouds of smoke coming from the trees.
I've seen that twice today.
Whole scene smells like Doritos.
Oh yeah, I see that. I take it away.
Well, I mean, we'd mark the pass, and if you catch them twice, they're gone.
Same here. Yeah, and in Utah, especially open container.
Oh, yeah, not good.
Yeah, that's like I tell people, look, that is a.
So I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and listening to how they roll it out.
Bad trouble.
And they all have like this canned intro and canned extra that people have to listen to every single time.
Don't do that.
Amongst us that are making sure the resort is up on there, because they'll do things like.
Because today's listener doesn't like tune in every week necessarily. Sometimes they have to sludge through these crazy canned intros that after a while become less and less about the show. Can you imagine if I had a canned intro? Just use the same intro that I had for 1 that I now on episode 9?
I like it. You guys have a blast.
No.
Nice to meet you.
Then
Where were you?
have stumbled on this a podcast about songwriters. And I don't know what happened. If there's people that sneak into your car and move your radio dial to the pop station, but over the past 2 or 3 years, I have had this pop explosion in my life. Pop music it's the dynamics of it these days. It's a super competitive business model. And people have to do, and it's very familiar. It's a family of people, and they're all good friends. Apparently, I don't know, and they are trying to outdo each other and outdo themselves, and writing songs for Katy Perry and Britney Spears and all of this stuff. It's a formula. There's math. It's a puzzle to some people. It's just a dream to others, and the craft of songwriting is really. I know some people are like, how could you? In terms of pop music, is having a unique moment in the canon. It's about to die. They're getting sort of rally and desperate because the market is so uncertain right now about what's going to happen with radio. What's going to happen with how do you monetize? And how do you protect your copyrights? How do you, reap your copyrights? All that stuff. It's just a big.
To the laundry lady. I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking
Go
about?
to another Vail resort, put this on. Yeah. Just sort of ski around. People be like, hey, what are you doing?
This concept right here is, I'm demoing something that I want your favorite artist to do. Your Justin Bieber's, your Justin Timberlake's, your Britney Spears, any of those folks, and take it, the whole thing like this. This is my model. Throughout the show, I'm going to play music I've produced throughout my whole life, and yeah, some of it's absolutely horrible, and I've actually left that out of the show. And then there's just bad songs, because some are going to be good and some are going to be bad because of the person that you are. I try to make a pie for the whole world, that the whole world is going to like, and it's just isn't always going to work that way. So sometimes it's just not a pie you're going to like. It's not a song that's going to groove your move. It also sometimes has something to do with the placement of it. But I hope that people will recognize that this is a slice of life.
They're sitting on that run with their backs to it. They are. Oh, is that what was going on?
And if you have something that is abundant in your life, today I'm going to encourage you to put that toward something. I give you empowerment. I empower you to do that. That helps, right? That serves. Something that serves this mission or another mission. Some mission out there. You'll see I have no Facebook. I don't have likes that I want you to do. I don't have and won't have Twitter. I'm not going to support something that has helped to degrade the presidency. If I were Twitter, I'd say, you know what, we're closed. Sorry, today we're closed. And, some days we're going to be open, some days we're going to be closed. We just don't know. We're Twitter. That's how we are. We're like a bird. We can't be relied on for continuous assaults of children and immigrants and refugees and people who need the help of people at the top. And there's just this really calloused attitude. Can you imagine being in jail and separated from your family, and the person who did this said, oh, it's a mistake and I'll get right to it, but right now I'm tweeting.
If you're doing that, you'll know them. There's no magic to it. The magic is just making sure that you describe them in such a way that the person like I've been down at church. I just don't know if I can take
abundance of food, abundance of water, abundance of shelter. Not my problem. Nobody is just going right up to another human being and saying, oh my God, you are in trouble. What can I do? Place yourself at their feet. And I never want to be too preachy, but that was Jesus's best stuff. Serve at people's feet.
Like if you're looking for contacts, it's just
fly your doors wide open. None of that is yours. None of it. None of your love, none of your energy, none of it. It was dinosaurs before you got here. You were a snail once. Your energy, all of it is recycled. Okay? People don't seem to realize that there are just these ironies in our lives that, you kill a creature, and maybe you're releasing the energy to become a snail, but it's stardust. What else could you come from? That's all there is to come from. It's such a big concept. If you break it in half, then yeah, you came from the sea or snails but we're old sunlight. How's that? That cuts it in, do a nice 6 billion year chunk. And it's just, there's a little bit of Mozart in every one of us because of how, I heard that somewhere. And I'm going to use it because that's quality entertainment value points. I know all about this guy. He's in you. Well, no, I think you would have had to visit his grave or something. But, yeah, the result is the same. We're old sunlight.
Sorry to be a baby about Turtle Trail.
We are recycled energy on an ancient burial ground.
You're the boss. You can tell me where to go. I'm sorry to be a baby about Turtle.
Go to fucking hell.
That's Sandy. And I really don't think you should say that, even if you think you're joking. I miss Sandy. I'm forgetting what he looks like. He doesn't return my calls, you know. He's a busy guy. You know, it's like a lake. If you let water out, then, you know, the more the water can come in. It doesn't stagnate. And it's just, it's wrong. It's backwards.
Going the wrong way.
We see a woman on the street near our house.
Beauty.
She is now, because of her narrative, her sign narrative, she's introduced her 11-year-old grandson as part of her entourage of need on the street.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
And we have a nickname for her because she looks like a family member. And so she even strikes us as another family member. She definitely shares a relative way back there with my wife. That's that same sort of physique.
Sunglasses.
She's a hot homeless lady, let me tell you. And I've given to her, we wave and we smile and things like that, but somebody could really make her day if they had the resources to pull over.
I mean, you can, but see, he's not hurting anybody.
And for whatever it's worth, just say, look, what would it take to get you into your place of self-actualization? You're not worried about shelter anymore. You're not worried about food anymore. You're not worried about stuff. What's it gonna take? So today I'm gonna find out. I don't know. I don't want to exploit a homeless person for what I'm doing here. And I think also some people would say that whole thing has become sort of passé. Helping a homeless person is... No, that's the problem. We've become desensitized. It's not a homeless, it's another person that was bottle fed, breastfed. It's a human being. We'll go talk to her. And just, if she talks, I'll record. If she allows me to record, I'll listen. Or either way. And we'll just let the story unfold. That's all. I don't know. Who knows? Let's just let the story unfold and see if we can help her. What I guess I'm saying is, if the occasion comes upon you and you're driving along and you see a raw honey stand or whatever, buy it out. And don't be a jerk about it. Don't ask for a discount. You know, buy them out there out in the hot sun on some rickety table. If you have the ability to just go and quietly buy them out and give honey to all your relatives. You know, your grandma, your grandpa, for Christmas. Be the honey guy that gives everybody honey for Christmas. Here you go, Grandma. I know you wanted a gun, but I'd say, Grandma, what do you want? And she'd say, a gun. She would literally say that, this woman. Because what? Why? You're gonna, really, Grandma, you're gonna have you ever shot a gun before? What do you, and then by then, you know, we've restarted her brain. So I could never really get to the bottom of what she was gonna do with that gun. But the idea was to, you know, have a format that all these songwriters are running around trying to say just the right thing to get you to buy their song. And they're really crafty about it. They know that if you put the word, hey, you know, in your song, people go, oh, what? Yeah, huh? Hey, you know. You know, or the words, or the, you know, different thing. You pay attention to pop music. They will be these topics that are universal, that have these little sounds and things like that to get you to, you know, not be paying attention. Hey, get over here.
Hey,
So yeah, so there's these, brains that are, churning out all these ideas, and there's, the byproduct that may not, make the charts. I got my legs spread wide open for you, baby. I got my arms spread wide open for you. I got my legs, I got my legs, I got my legs spread wide open for you, baby. You can see all the patrollers are getting in position now to try and slow down like the 2 or 3 people. Sandy's made it to Turtle Trail. And that's sort of that's where we see a lot of people think that they can, it's called Turtle Trail because that's where the slow people are. And to go flying past there fast, it's just, it's that posture, it's that attitude, it just says so much about a person.
Whoa.
We had a friend come visit, and she said a lot of stuff. She told her sort of current story, and within that story, it was so revealing. I almost wanted to just be like, you probably shouldn't tell people that story. So she has this awful divorce with her guy, and there's all kinds of stuff in there that was like, ugh.
Slow down. If he comes to you, he skiers left with that black with the blue around his arms. Too far skiers left, though.
She strikes it up with a friend that is first and foremost her girlfriend's old boyfriend. That she's out of town, she's gone. Who knows what this girl did? But she considers her a girlfriend. How am I going to tell her now that I've been dating this guy for 6 months? I'm like, I think she missed her chance. Like the next morning,
This guy with the dread.
she called this guy up and said, hey, come on. I gave him a booty call. And now all of a sudden, like the next day, he's like, oh shit, I got a girlfriend. Because she was like, what are we doing tomorrow? What'd you do today? Where are you going tomorrow? What are we going to do this weekend? Do you want to go boating?
All aboard!
Am I outside of the zone where someday you're going to have sex with my wife, I guess? Probably not. I think they both kind of, that's why we're, never mind. She keeps coming over and bringing up divorce and bringing up all of this stuff. And like I said, it has had a snapping effect on the marriage. And I don't know really what to do. It certainly has given me time to sit down and do a radio show because I don't have anybody around. But what people don't really seem to realize is that from a male's point of view, that a woman could at any given time just be like, I'm taking the kids and I'm out of here. And you just, okay, have a good time. But, men can't do that. That's not something at least I can do. I spent all day getting shushed. And I hate getting shushed. Once is fine, but all day. So the other day, I'm having struggles with baby, and she comes in and starts making it harder, and I have essentially shushed her. I didn't have a lot of energy to be nice about it, but it was a non-verbal.
I see it. Stand up.
Get the hell away. I'm forever going to be punished for it now. Oh, yeah, okay. Irony, number whatever that is. We finally got down to the bottom of this breastfeeding thing, and man, it's just like coming into a building that says, yeah, breastfeeding 3rd floor. You get on, you get to the 3rd floor, and it's like, yeah, we haven't built the building. We're not even in construction of it anymore. And so finally, people, I should be playing some kind of music. We went and had the conversation with the doctor the other day. questions? Yeah, I do have a question. You know, all along we've been told that breast milk is the way to go, and I believe that. I think that's true. And then, but you know, we had to supplement, you know, because maybe we're older. For whatever reason, we don't have the kind of flow, you know, whatever. And so, you know, we had to supplement. We used formula, and you know, and now we're looking at the possibility of the supply getting even less and less. And then it's going to be formula all the time. It's the worst case scenario. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, what you guys tell me, educate me on this.
He's a cello player.
Isn't there some place that we can get breast milk? She honestly was so cornered, she said, I'll be right back.
Great. He's losing speed now, but completely ignored me. He might continue to pick up speed.
She brings back a lactation, because the same lady from last time that came zooming across the, hear a screaming hungry baby. And then she proceeds to sort of make my wife breastfeed when it was clearly an awkward moment for all of us. You know, go, do your breastfeeding. Let's see it, you know, because baby started crying. It just turned into this awful, ugly scene. Awful. Unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. This nice lady. And she knew it, you know. Try the other nipple. Try the other. Here, let me see. You know, when I do it, blah, blah. And it had a lot to do with the question that I just put out on the table, the fact that they're not answering it, and now they're sending in this lactation consultant lady that starts telling us that, you know, look,
You okay? Good.
you got to do this 7 times a day.
Slow down, people.
You got to do these things. You got to do it. All right, we're doing it. We're doing what we can, but we're coming up short. What do you got? Well, okay, finally, she relents. There's this drug you can take. It helps women get a better flow. It's a really good drug. We could prescribe that for you. Great. Let's do. Is there side effects? No, not really. Is it better than beer? Beer? That doesn't beer.
He's gonna get his skis on. He looks fine.
All right, fine. Is there a Huey Lewis song written about this new drug? All right, let's do it. We want to do that. What is it? It's called, I don't know what it's called. You know what it's called? It's called illegal in the United States because it's embroiled in some sort of lawsuit. So you have to go to Canada.
Sandy, would you get the snowboarder coming straight to you? Cocky little one. You'll know the one. He's coming. Get him.
I mean, who are these people?
Oh, he's a cocky little one.
See that snowboarder with the blue sleeves, brown jacket? He's coming straight after.
You know, so there's some more irony to pile on to this thing. So I said to look, this is just my side of this thing. I know that my wife is having some real serious issues with this too, because we've been given all this pressure from the beginning, and now we're confused with this answer that you're giving us. Because we still wonder, is there some place that we can get a mother's, some other breast milk? But my wife does not want to do that. And I talked to her the day, had this conversation about it, and helped her to see that, we have a donor. We used a donor for this, we used a donor for that. We're doing a donor for milk right now. It's called Similac. We're helping the whole gang down there at Similac to raise their families and do their thing. The only thing is that those guys, they might not be, helping our baby to be building an immune system that's going to keep her from getting leukemia or something that we don't get or understand about our advanced human bodies. See how that other track keeps me from getting a little... Yeah, I'm keeping it nice and easy. I'm doing it.
I look at it like this. If there really are infinite possibilities flying past us at any given moment, and I'm just living one of them, and then I see one of these guys that in one of those possibilities kills me for sure. Slow, please. Slow down. Like this guy. Nice and easy through here. This guy from earlier, please Get him. Stocking hat over purple, over black. If you get him, I will actually ski down and do the talking. Here he comes. Skier. Skier's left. Stocking hat. Purple. Stocking over purple.
We are advanced people.
Now.
We don't wear stocking hats anymore when we're in a sport that in 2 seconds.
Get this guy. He mocks me. Second time now.
Okay, I got a woman. Sorry, ma'am. I got a woman, but she had a stocking hat and purple.
No, get the guy. He's about to you about right now. Stocking hat over purple, and he should be to you right now.
I'm skewed right, you left.
No, I'm not ignoring what just happened there. We pressed the nurse a little bit further.
Eric, skewed right is to your left.
Okay, there's a bank, and it has lots of mom's milks.
Sorry, Jim, I didn't see him. I saw another purple.
It's super expensive.
That's all right. That's all right. That's how it goes. He'll be back. It's the second time he's chosen to mock me.
And you can get milk from it, but the thing is that they've stripped it of all of its nutrients. It's worse than formula. It's less than formula. They've taken all the antibodies out and all those things because, you know, they don't want to. I'm sure that at least their propaganda is that, you know, they're looking out for baby is the reason they're making these decisions, is they're looking out for baby. All right, so that's called ambrosia. You guys, if anyone's having this, they can look that stuff up and maybe they'll have more luck. All right, well, my biggest question is I see all these what seem to be nice women online, and they're selling their milk to bodybuilder guys, I guess, or they wouldn't return my calls, so maybe they don't want to do it I want to work with somebody who doesn't want to send it to bodybuilder. That they're like, I want my milk to go to nourish a baby.
Play that one. Here's this guy again.
Their answer to that is what you would expect. Hard line, look, we don't know who this woman is. Everything that's in her milk is in her blood. If she has this, if she has that, your baby's going to get it.
Slow down. Snowboarder's left. He's slowed down now because he knows he's in trouble. But that doesn't change the fact that he's gray over red over black. Snowboarder's left. Gray over red over black. He's a turtle in 3.
There's no way we can test it. There's no way we can know. As soon as you buy that big, batch of frozen whatever, it's like buying a car with a salvage title, right? Maybe it was in a flood in Louisiana. Maybe it was just some car seized in a drug deal. You don't know. We don't even help you with your only option that you have left.
Hello?
We aren't going to be of any help. We can't say, oh, well, there's this rating system like they have on eBay that says, yeah, this chick, she cranks out the good
Sandy got him.
sumo wrestler milk. If you're building a sumo wrestler home, call up Nadine, get some of her high protein,
You know what? You do
stuff.
whatever you want.
And that's what they say. Do whatever you want. If you want to take that, that's the risk for you to take. Is it really that hard to keep people honest? Are there really that many women out there that are going to knowingly? I know there are going to be I know there are going to be some, but really that many women that are going to knowingly put their breast milk out there, knowing that it's got Hep C or some, maybe she does. You're saying, well, maybe she just doesn't even know that she has Hep C from blah blah. She just went through a pregnancy. She just has been through there's no safer person in my mind.
Yeah, just through here, nice and slow.
You know that they've if she had Hep C, you have Hep C.
Nice and slow.
Don't give your milk to. Again, this is. Point is, I walked out of there. I'm gonna be singing the praises of formula. She's right. She's right, people. Back it up. Back it up. We were wrong. Formula's good. Breast milk, bad, full of Hep C. It's crowd control. I'm sure just as we go along, you're going to get a little bit of my methodology when it comes to working with crowds.
That was the original idea for this whole thing. Is I was doing this, and I looked over, and there were these people standing there. And I said, "What are you doing?" They said, "We're just watching you."
It's a conversation that we have as a communicator, and I've told you I'm a communication ninja, and I am. I am, just because it appeals to me so much. You can look at my resume and be like, yeah, I have not had that kind of experience as a communicator, and I'm all about getting the message to people through all these other different, whatever medium possible. And I believe in one-on-one communication, but I believe that sometimes that you need to work with a crowd like this. I believe sometimes we talk and use words. I believe sometimes we use songs. I believe sometimes we use ourselves and our posture and our attitude as a tool of communication.
You're studying while I'm here telling people to slow down.
But songwriters, they don't get it. Why does the public have such a problem with, an artist singing a, songwriter song? And why do people think that, well, the answer's pretty simple. It's Lennon and McCartney. It's people that are such good songwriters that they're not going to let any other artist do their stuff. And they're such good artists, they're going to do their own songs. They're one and the same. They're Lady Gagas. Today's the day. Who knew there was something called Big Formula? But,
being a narcissist.
We're going to start something.
They say there's 200,000 narcissists.
We're going to figure out a way that we can get real breast milk to real babies. And at the same time, here's a little factoid. Public breastfeeding just became legal in all 50 states.
No.
Just. Thanks, Utah. Thanks, Idaho.
It's all spectrum. Everybody is. And you put them on a ski hill and you can see the ones that are a little bit more than others.
It's all spectrum, right? There's 200,000 people that are like on their highest of the spectrum, and they're just all so completely self-absorbed that no other person has of any value to them. Then I guess there's somebody that's on the other side.
You guys are slowing them down for me or what?
Yeah.
Their hygiene, they're just all about just dumping into other people. They just don't care about themselves completely.
It's a very sparse crowd.
Probably not. So yeah, it's a spectrum, isn't it? Like everything else. Instead of all of a sudden being classified as one thing so that the CIA can throw you away.
Yeah, by the time they're getting them, these are pretty much minding their P's and Q's.
For just a short time, unless while you're being thrown away, they find new things wrong with your behavior. While you're in that clink, and you need spend a little time in the shoe because of your behavior.
Oh, not so much.
You are another human being, aren't you? Gosh, we just got so caught up in the finances of all this stuff that your life just slipped away from us. Your life, you're shot in the middle of these two eternities, the one that came before you and the one that's going to come after you. This little sliver of time. Our Milky Way galaxy hasn't even gone a tenth of the way around its orbit, around its mother star, or whatever we're orbiting around Jesus's eyeball, his all-seeing eyeball. So I don't think that the world could make a pie for one person either. I don't think that I can make a pie that the whole world is gonna like. That's one side of the spectrum, right? I'm gonna make this pie that the whole world is gonna like. Even the lactose intolerant are going to rejoice for this new pie, the berry pie, the give berry pie.
What's this girl gonna do? She's gonna go straight for the kid on the ground. She's not gonna turn. I mean, that's straight lining, but that's just, I can't ski.
Get her! Sound the alarm. But then if the whole world tried to make, first of all, it would be the pie that would never get made, because the whole world would have to be chiming in. It would take all that time for the whole world to say, well, what if we, all the things, all the considerations, and it would be, what would it be? Can we theoretically come up with what that pie would be after the whole world had a chance?
Does he have a rifle? No, he's skiing around with a tree branch.
Put their 2 cents into the pie, because someone's going to shit in that pie.
No tucking, dude. No tucking.
Someone is going to, put a razor blade in that pie. So there's going to have to be someone who had the anti-shit pie.
Comes this little one. Nice.
Well, same thing with songs.
Nice and easy.
Same thing with
I know.
this whole idea of trying to make a medium that is going to appeal to the masses, that's going to
I'm not.
make it so that the emotion is transferred through. But on these songs are like, the best songs are the ones where the songwriter really puts it on the line, and my feelings are hurt. And, and I heard like some of some of the lyrics these days are, I want to touch you, but it's not, but it's forbidden. It's forbidden love touching. It sometimes sounds really odd to me to hear some singers sing about love and all. Like, of course, Rush and Geddy Lee are just hopeless with love songs. And I hope, and everybody knows that. But there's even some women now, singers, that are becoming so mature and so mom-like and so conservative that when they're talking about their skin touching another skin and all that stuff, and it's just so
definitely,
it's just so gratuitous. It just, I don't know. I don't know I don't know where we're going there, and that's why this medium exists. If you need that human connection, well, I do too. That's why I love you. That's why this whole thing is because I want people to be like, we're in that same spot and we just don't know what to do. And the thing is it's taken me 9 episodes, and it's probably going to take 9 more to get into a position where I feel comfortable with who this is all going out to.
Slow down.
I know some people are chiming in about the show, and it's not the right demo. This is obviously a very specific person. Is going to be a wide audience, sure, but there are going to be some people that checked out a long time ago because they didn't have the patience to let this long thing unfold. We're playing the long game here, is what this is. This is a long game. This used to be called the airwaves. We're sending our shows across the airwave. We're sending our show across Cosmos. This is a Cosmos cast. This isn't a podcast, it's Cosmos cast. And as soon as we can just beam this thing toward Alpha Centauri, then all of my messages to everyone who came before and everyone who will come after are out there. Plus the location of a few things. I know. Where else am I going to do it? I saw the movie. Yes, I did. I was inspired by the movie. Yes, I was. I think that same thing could be done here. So, yeah, I'm doing it. And I've already started doing it. So yes, there's clues, there's things happening here that make this an exciting show. But I don't want everybody. I want committed people, committed viewers, people that are part of the family, that are giving their abundance, that recognize the value of other human beings, and they don't want to be advertised to anymore. They don't want to be tuning into these shows that look like it's a show for entertainment, but what it is a vehicle for advertisers to get their dick in you.
Guilty conscience. Yeah, that's what it is. Nice and easy through here. Nice and slow. Nice and easy.
I make my own talk shows now because all the good ones are gone. I'm talking about you, Mr. Rogers. I'm talking about you, Bob Ross.
Hi.
Dave Letterman, Jon Stewart.
Nice to meet you.
I love you, John.
Oh, Daddy's concerned.
And the new John's great too, but it's not, it's an end of an era. And everybody's still trying to be Elvis, and everybody's still trying to be Dave Letterman, and everybody's still trying to make this thing work where you sing a song on the radio and everybody runs out and buys it in 112 different ways. And then somehow the songwriter gets paid for it. I know that doesn't just go into restaurants and shake them down like I hear you're playing the radio. Yeah? Well, did you know that's illegal and you need to be sending a check to BMI? If you don't, we're going to put you in federal. All right. Great. Just more overhead for my little restaurant that I can barely keep open. It's a mixed up. And you know, the system is completely falling apart.
But then again, you know, she's just going to do what she's going to do. What are you, the boss of her? No!
I'm doing yes.
I know, you think, laws. Are you okay? You're okay. Are you eating snow?
It's true. Adults
okay.
will just sit there like children when they crash. Their legs look all bent out of shape.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
See?
But you know what? Thanks for checking. No one cares. No one ever.
See, there's an undercurrent of sadness. Don't ask me point blank questions about my happiness. You know, that's the reality there.
Mom and her daughter out skiing. It's the most tender thing you can ever see.
So this is meant to be long form.
And guys come raging down like they're the only thing with their Ned Flanders perfect, stupid, sexy Flanders.
Hoping that
Okay, good effort. I think we better call it a day so we can get the last prayer.
that the listeners, that people, that somebody, somehow, some entity will keep this slice of life alive for people.
I would start by taking the lift up to Bonanza and then working on signs.
No, you'd think, but that was last
We
year.
take the lift up to the bathing shack, you know, up there, and then we pull the signs together. Gotcha. Copy.
In 3072. Have we decided 3072? That's when I'll relax. I don't even think that's a drop in the bucket, 3072. I think Rush way undershot it with 2112. My daughter's going to be alive when 2112, you know, she'll be pretty old, but,
Copy,
you know, she'll be...
over at SC. And that ends the tactical.
Dispatch, Steward.
Dispatch.
Hey there, homie.
Responding to a 1050 at Cap of King Kong.
What have you got? What?
Copy. Top King Kong.
You just got a card today.
And I've caught this glimpse, like I said, in my wife's eyes lately since we've had this struggle with our marriage, and it's this look of just it's over. Like, who is this person?
His name is Harrison. He's wearing black over brown, last seen in the Jupiter area on Portuguese Gap.
Oh, boy.
He is an employee, a lift operator. If you have any information on Harrison, please contact dispatch.
You do? Did you see Harrison in Portuguese Gap? No, you did. You didn't. You bet. What do you got for me? 20 bucks. 20 bucks?
I get lost in these emotions sometimes, trying to be like, is this am I slipping? Is this slipping away? Am I on the path toward a divorced single father life? And this whole, you know, my head starts figuring out how I'm going to get all my stuff out, and, you know, where am I going to move, and who am I going to stay with, and, you know, I don't have any I have zero resources. I currently don't have any friends because I don't have any friends. I mean, I do, but not people that I feel like I could call for help, because I live in a world where people aren't allowed to ask for help. Can't ask people for resources. You can't do that. It makes you even more needy. If you look needy to a person, you'll never hear from them again. Because people, that's the last thing. Oh no, God! Oh, he asked me to ask for money, or I needed a place to stay. I don't want you staying in my living room, and I don't want to stay in your living room. I don't want to stay in anybody's living room. Owe somebody a favor. I just don't want it anymore. And I've recently been reminded of that. I had a friend does some really good. I have good friends.
Yeah, that's wrong. All right, I gotta catch my ride up. What's your ride up? Payday.
But it always takes work, I guess, is what it is. And I quite often come to the conclusion that, I'm just going to learn how to play all the instruments. Because because bands just won't stay together long enough to get a song done. And I know I bring something to the table there. Obviously, I must be some kind of difficult person to. A lot of why I really wanted to do this recording, one of the things was, am I a narcissist? Am I really caught up with my own self? And no, I already know that. I play.
We're gonna bomb, 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 ran, bomb, bomb, we're gonna bomb, 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 Iran. See if these kids come up on the list with me, that'll be funny.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody in Iran right now is singing "Bum Bum 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 Obama, Bum 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 Obama, Bum Obama, Bum Bum Obama." It just sounds better than Bomb Trump. What came of that is, as this songwriting thing was happening, and I'm like, these are these emotions. I'm like walking around the city trying to reconcile myself with all these emotions and trying to, where's my wrong? Where's my part in it? What have I done to cause this? And where's my insecurity and all that stuff? Because I don't want to be on the other side of a divorce all of a sudden, because I can't,
Never. I know, never. Not in the flow zone. On any other place.
Communicate. I'm supposed to be a communication ninja. I can't even, touch my wife now, or, It's just, like I said, it's a combination of things. There's no trace of me in the house. And when there is, it's like, get that out of here. I don't want to see anything that reminds me that you exist. No, it's not like that, but nothing. There's no trace of me. I can't really talk to her about anything because she's not interested in my creative life or anything. Why? Because it's not producing. It's not doing anything. It's a waste. It looks like it's a complete waste of time to her. So these guys have the idea in the songwriting world that if we could just write songs where we're just dumping our guts out in these little brief phrases that sound like you're just talking to somebody. That's the song. That's the formula for the hit song these days. About 120 beats per minute. Verse, bridge, chorus. Repeat. Do something interesting. Build it. Make it evolve as it moves along, and have lyrics that are deep and personal.
Now I got a blowtorch.
Why would you have a? What are you gonna do?
I always have a blowtorch, man.
Just in case you need a little.
This is the school, man.
There's songs that I love that I don't even know what the lyrics are. I'm just a different breed that way, and so that doesn't always resonate with me very well. And I don't think that it does the trick. The Brady Bunch solving problems in one episode. No, it's not always that easy. And so what? Some song is going to solve your relationship woes? But I'll play along anyway and see what we can come up with. So I had a melody that came to me, and I started that one, and I'm working with some musicians to see if we can bring it to life faster than I would normally have to. If I, and then I did these lyrics. There is love and how it feels. Then there's how it feels when love is stripped away. Like sheets ripped off a bed on a cold day. Checking on his IRA. I tried my best to love. Tough love, unrequited love, selfish love, agape love. They all leave the same emptiness when they're gone.
Reel you in, Sonny Jim. What's your name? Cameron. Cameron, isn't it Cameron?
Cameron, and where did you get Cameron? That's my dad's name.
What's your dad's name? Cameron too? Okay, it's not Johnny, is it? This guy named Johnny's like, hey man, my son's been talking to you.
And so when I wake up the other day,
all right, I'm feeling right now.
and it's just I'm gonna just go about. I got my problems that I have to face.
Oh, that would just.
And the first thing that I'm met with is, don't touch me.
Oh yeah. You should do
Get away from me. I didn't even do anything. I just woke up and was going to help baby.
Yeah, don't complain.
And I'm not sleeping. I'm doing everything I can just to be a useful person in this thing, but it honestly just feels like you're no longer needed here. You can just go.
Hey, scan my card.
It's been scanned. We know who you are. All right, now Tanner.
And I don't have anyone to talk to about it, because really, if I did, who would I? I mean, who wants to sit here? There's just so much. It's build up. It's got all this build up. I love those kids. You're going to hear from those kids a lot.
No, you do? I'm proud of you. If you seriously do that, that is awesome.
Maybe.
You do. Jesse, Tanner, am I looking at a 4.0 student over here?
Some people, when they adopt or they don't always realize that in that window from 0 to 18 years, there's this sort of possessiveness that we have as human beings. Like, this is my baby. And the fight that happens particularly between couples, then it gets escalated and gets all out of control. What I'm trying to say is what I haven't been able to say, right? And we talked about it. I come across as nice, and so people think, whatever. When we were looking at our options for IVF, which is it has to do with harvesting eggs from mom and harvesting eggs from a donor, and they take these certain drugs to make those eggs big and plump. My wife went through a number of harvests, had to take these drugs. They would judge her eggs. Oh, that's a 17.5. That's not quite what we're looking. That's a grade.
That's basically all 7 of them wrapped up into one. Yes. Like, yeah. That's what King Jesus would say.
No, just use your common sense.
King Jesus. Sorry, kid. I don't want to. Oh, that's an image I can't quite get out of my head. I'm like, would he have poles? I can't imagine. He would not need poles, this guy.
Doesn't even need speed.
Like, what brand would he have? He wouldn't have.
No,
He would just hover?
Yeah, it's walking on water type thing.
So would you have, like.
If you have a surrogate, like let's say you have a surrogate, you know, she's going to have a connection to you and to that baby that leaves the possibility for her to like show up someday and that's my baby, or it leaves the possibility for the baby to say, you're not my mom. You've got the other, you know, and that goes with the surrogate father, I guess, but those guys, trust me, they don't care. They're just in there for them. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a sample. You turn on the right music, I'll give you samples all day, baby.
We wouldn't be working with normal people.
The idea of adopting somebody, I mean, during that period of time, that same mom could come along and be like, hey, man, that's my baby, and things can get crazy. You hear about that. Some people, we were on our way to go adopt Kim May, and then all of a sudden, there's all of these different scenarios. I'm sure some that you can imagine, some that you're in the throes of that I haven't been able to. But one occurred to me. We had an egg donor, and it's enough of a sort of honor system that we saw pictures of her and have some information about her personal life. And now with the DNA and things like that, I could, within a week, have a pretty good. I could probably track her down if I had the resources like CIA. Yeah, I could be at her house.
Now I know.
I could track her down. But we know enough. I was able to do my own sleuthing and come up with some information.
How soon can we have? Can it be next?
And it hasn't been helpful to know that.
Next Saturday?
Because she's out there, and she's out there looking at husbands and wives that have babies, just wondering, is that one of mine? Is that my song?
Yeah.
Did I write that song?
Why don't you just bring 2 just in case?
And we're doing the same thing. We're looking out there and looking like that. Are you?
Damn it, kids can work me, and so can horses, and so can dogs. They just see me and they go, that guy, I can work him. There's just some people in this world, some things, horses, cats, dogs.
Right.
They can instantly read me as like, oh yeah, I got this guy.
I was out just getting a sandwich at a restaurant, and I look over, oh, that woman's got a baby, and I look over, I'm like, oh, that baby looks identical to our baby. Who is this woman? Who is that baby? Who is this donor? We had a incident here where the IVF doctor was using his sperm for everybody, so that they're just like, he's in jail now, I think, but there's just hundreds of his kids out there.
The Y?
The Y.
Yeah. Nice.
Obviously there were every tube, everything we signed, there was all of this detail about, who we are. We know, I can look at her and know that she is miraculously very much like me. We have the same little swirls on our hair, cowlicks, same little swirly hair places, same stuff that you just can't do. And that's assuring, because the 2 boys, I've just always been on the honor system there. Oh, you say they're my good. Well, great. I'm going to be the best father. I'm going to be the best person you ever hated. And I have been.
Cream and we're out. So maybe I'll stop by. Get her some ice cream. She doesn't like the frozen ding dongs I got. I think they're good. Hostess, busting into the ice cream industry.
I think that when people do that to an innocent baby human being and to another human being that they tricked, they're the worst of the worst. And it's too bad they have to be the mothers of my sons, but I just was born not to have any tolerance for bad, awful people. They're like a hot stove to me. I don't put my hand on hot stoves. I don't have any tolerance for people that go out and go out of their way to cause other people pain at their,
getting a little bit heavy, starting to have to like eat Tums for, because my stomach is starting to come up through my throat.
I got nothing. He's got nothing on me. I did nothing wrong. He had a perfect childhood with my 3 months of parenting and 19 years of child support payments and braces and sexual battery hospitalizations. Court costs, travel.
Not doing this job. You can't gain, huh?
I don't gain, yeah. It doesn't come.
It does not. Like last year, because it was new to me, and I'm like dipping into the 150s, and I'm like, is it gonna, will it level it out at some point? Pounding bags of Snickers bars.
No, yeah.
And it just didn't. I ended up at the dentist because I was just like, I
just decided that I didn't want my dad to know where I lived, what I was doing, where I was going, anything. Just disappeared. Ghosting, we called it back then. It was really fun. We would ghost people. Other human beings that cared about us, we'd just ghost them and make them think that we were just basically one step away from death. All right, when I bring things down like that, it's real, right? Because no one was going to bring their show down at the end like that. But I'm going to bring it back up again and tell you that this is HotRoll. Everything is completely fictitious, and this is the end. It's not a cut and paste. This is actually a custom-made part so that you who made it to the end would actually enjoy the best part of the show, since I had to sit down and think about it and write it and read it correctly. It is all very complex compared to just, pasting some standard ending. Like, it never occurred to me that I have viewers. And after a while, they don't want to keep hearing the same song. As always, our crew, Ted Ligaty's with Ted Ligaty's Tree and Mogul. Ted Ligety, when you need a mogul, when you need a tree, call Ted Ligety. Also, the songwriters. Guys, if you want to check out some of this podcast called And the Writer Is, Ross Nolan, I love this guy. I love the people. These are people that are writing the songs that are on the radio. You had no idea. They have some really great stories to tell. Very worth checking it out. And tell them we sent you over here at HotRoll. We want to have some of them. Come on over here. I want to thank you again for staying with me. I'm going to make it more and more worth it each and every time. Until then, I want you to be safe out there. Okay? Keep your eye on the sky.
Inflatable penis costumes. The same as the T-Rex, but it's bigger.
Inflatable penises next week.